As chair, I now recognize myself for 5 minutes. Superintendent Zara, numerous studies show that lost instructional time has impacted student learning and exacerbated pre-existing achievement gaps. The American Rescue Plan requires that school districts use at least 20% of their funds to address lost instructional time by supporting students' academic, social, and emotional needs. And I was really encouraged, greatly encouraged to see that Clark County School District is exceeding this reservation and using 80% of its American Rescue Plan funds to address hearing loss. I am rather envious, Superintendent. Superintendent, can you share the evidence-based interventions that Clark County Public Schools are using to support student learning this school year? And how is Clark County School District ensuring those interventions are targeted to meet the needs of student groups most impacted by the pandemic, such as students of color, students from low-income backgrounds, and students with disabilities and English learners?
Chairman Sablan, Superintendent Jar, for the record, again, thank you. First of all, let me just thank Congress for the allocation of the resources that have been provided. I think it's a historic investment in K-12 education, so really appreciate as we're moving into this direction. As I mentioned in my testimony, this was something that was important for us as a community to really allocate time for community input. As we faced and moving into an improvement after we stabilized this community and our children, one of the things that was very clear was the loss in learning, and there's an opportunity for us to move forward. So the allocation of resources to support our kids really was research-based, but a community input. We brought into our students to re-engage in summer accelerations. I heard in your opening remarks, a lot of our school systems brought in their kids in this summer for summer acceleration, re-engaging into our schools. So we're looking at expanded learning opportunities, really investing in our educators on professional learning. We're proud of the work around mathematics across the entire district, our English language learner. All our teachers, 18,000 educators, had the opportunity to participate in learning. Lowering the ratios for safe professionals are included in the plan to bring in hire more social workers, including counselors, implementing high quality math instruction, professional development as well for our educators and instructional materials, purchasing really some of this personalized opportunities for our kids in programs, not only through technology, but also manipulators and face-to-face. And then we have a huge chairman and members of the subcommittee. We have an investment in early childhood. We know that our children, the earlier that we get them in our schools, I would say the better chances we have in really eliminating some of the gaps. So there's a huge investment as we're looking at as well in our early childhood, early literacy for our teachers and our educators. So thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Superintendent. Ms. Forte, let me try and get this one in. Education advocacy and civil rights groups have called on the Department of Education to ensure that as we restart accountability systems as required under the Every Student Succeeds Act, these systems are equipped to identify low-performing schools and direct additional support and resources where they are needed the most. So how can the Department of Education support states in improving their accountability systems to ensure that federal resources are supporting these schools and addressing the resources inequities that students of color and low students' incomes face? Ms. Fordham, we have less than half a minute.
Yeah, thank you for that question, though. We can't go back to a time where all this data was hidden, and that is why accountability systems have been so important. The department plays a critical role in supporting states to develop and implement these systems that actually drive additional federal resources to schools to address resource inequities. And in order to have a robust set of student opportunity and outcomes, we do need a full picture where students have equitable experiences. And states really have to be the first ones to be able to collect and provide that transparent data. Hopefully the department can reiterate through guidance or technical assistance that states and school districts use funding from the ARP to invest in robust P through 16 data systems.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Ford, we're out of time, but if you could please provide us greater detailed response to that question, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I now like